Orthofeet Incorporated is proud to introduce the Biothotic, the revolutionary custom-made orthotic that instantly molds directly to the foot. The molding of the Biothotic is done with an innovative technique which allows the construction of a functional orthotic in the weight or semi-weight bearing position. The foot is aligned in neutral position during the molding process, creating a space under the foot which is filled with the expanding foam to build a neutral position impression of the foot. And this impression mold also becomes the custom-made orthotic without the need for taking a cast of the foot. If additional correction of the alignment of the foot is needed, extrinsic posts can be added to the bottom of the orthotic using ready-made wedges available in 3, 4, and 5 degrees. The weight-bearing neutral position molding is superior to any other molding or casting technique, since it takes into account not only intrinsic deformities of the foot, but also extrinsic deformities. By aligning the foot in neutral in the actual functioning position, the precise support is automatically constructed. 4 different types of biothotic devices are available. The ProFunction Biothotic is a thin, semi-rigid orthotic designed for men's dress shoes and women's casual shoes. The ProFunction orthotic can be trimmed up to the metatarsal heads if the shoe is too tight in the toe box area. The Sport Biothotic is a semi-rigid orthotic similar to the ProFunction, but includes a thicker EVA cover for additional cushioning. It is recommended for shoes with removable inserts or shoes with extra room. The Soft Biothotic is covered with a soft thermoformable EVA foam, similar in its characteristic to Plastizote, but superior in its durability. It's ideal for diabetic, arthritic, and geriatric patients. The High Heel Biothotic is made from ultra-thin materials and is specially designed to eliminate the common problem of slipping out of the women's pumps and high heel shoes. Store the sealed orthotics either flat or on the side with its title straight up as shown. Open the aluminum pouch only when you are ready to mold the orthotics. Store the orthotics at room temperature around 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius to ensure proper expansion of the polymer. Regular tap water at room temperature or warmer is used to activate the self-molding foam. The molding process, step by step. The biothotic devices are available in full sizes only. Check the size by actually placing the foot on the packaged orthotic before opening the pouch. For half sizes, select the next larger size when using a full-length orthotic and the next smaller size when a half-length orthotic is required. It is recommended to prepare one orthotic at a time to avoid the asymmetrical effect of activating one orthotic prior to the other. Open the pouch at one of the notches and remove the orthotic. Fit the orthotic inside the shoe and have the patient try it out. If it doesn't fit properly, trim the toe portion in length or width as necessary. For dress shoes, you may need to trim the orthotics to the metatarsal heads if there is not enough room in the toe area. Follow the connecting line between the bottom shell and the top cover. If needed, you may further trim the orthotic or grind it, but only after the molding process is completed and the self-molding foam is fully set. Fill the syringe with the amount of water indicated on the label. Lift the vinyl cover from the medial side, peel off the tape covering the injecting hole, and stick it on the orthotic for later use. Hold the orthotic upside down with your fingers across the orthotic, pressing lightly on the medial wall without touching the top cover. Create a space between the palm of your hand and the orthotic so that when you inject the water, it will not be pushed out of the orthotic. While holding the orthotic in this position, insert the syringe into the hole, pushing it all the way down until the tip is fully inserted inside the orthotic and the syringe's neck touches the bottom of the orthotic. Inject the water firmly while the orthotic is upside down and in a level position. Shake the orthotic while the syringe is still in, sealing the injecting hole. Remove the syringe, cover the hole with the tape, and replace the vinyl cover. Turn over the orthotic and place it on the table. Using the roller, knead the arch and heel portion of the orthotic for 10 seconds. Insert the orthotic into the shoe. Have the patient quickly put the shoe on, tie or buckle it, and immediately walk on the orthotic. A delay might cause the resin to start expanding before the foot is positioned properly on the orthotic. For accommodative orthotics, have the patient walk on the orthotic for 3 minutes. While walking, the orthotic is being molded dynamically to the shape of the foot, and in 3 minutes it sets and keeps its shape permanently. It is important to check the orthotic after 3 minutes, since there is a slight possibility that an air bubble gets trapped in the bladder during the expansion process. If you notice an air bubble, puncture the orthotic with a push pin through the medial wall near the area of the air bubble, and knead vigorously to remove the air bubble. Have the patient walk on the orthotic for at least an additional 2 minutes. The basic molding process is now completed. However, it is possible that a small amount of the polymer is still not fully set. Therefore, it is important that the patient continues to wear the orthotics in the shoe during his or her normal activities for at least an additional hour after the molding process. Before the patient leaves the office, you may remove the vinyl cover and the tape covering the injecting hole from the bottom of the orthotic. The molding process for patients with excessive pronation. Have the patient walk on the orthotic for 30 seconds and then stand for an additional 3 minutes while the foot is aligned in neutral position. This alignment creates more space under the medial aspect of the foot, which is filled by the self-molding foam, constructing the neutral position mold of the foot. If needed, more correction can be added by attaching posts or pads to the bottom of the orthotic. The molding process for patients with excessive supination. Temporarily attach a lateral wedge to the bottom of the shoe at the metatarsal heads area to prevent the foot from over-supinating during the molding process. Then activate the orthotic using the regular molding technique and have the patient walk on the orthotic for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, remove the wedge from the shoe. If needed, extrinsic posts can be added to the lateral aspect of the orthotic. Extrinsic posts. Extrinsic posts can be added to the bottom of the orthotic to fine-tune the alignment of the foot. The posts are available in 3, 4, and 5 degrees and comprise self-adhesive strips for temporary application. Before attaching the posts, remove the vinyl and the tape from the bottom of the orthotic. When additional correction to the alignment of the foot is needed or the patient complains about excessive pressure on the arch, add first a medial rear foot post under the heel. This will supinate the foot and reduce pressure from the arch area. Cut a 3-inch long piece from the appropriate posting strip. Position it on the heel portion of the orthotic with the adhesive strips facing the orthotic and with the post covering the entire heel area. Trace the contours of the orthotic's heel. Trim the posting strip according to the curved mark. Peel off the liner. And attach the post to the orthotic. If an additional support is needed in the anterior part of the arch, add a 4-foot post. Trim a 1-inch wide piece from the posting strip and place it on the orthotic 1/8 of an inch behind the metatarsal heads. Trim according to the shape of the orthotic. Peel off the paper liners of the self-adhesive tape and position in place. If more support is needed under the middle of the arch, you may use a felt arch pad that comes with adhesive tape. The thickness of the pad can be reduced by peeling off layers of the pad. When both the rear foot and forefoot have to be posted, you may use a wedge that covers the heel and extends to 1/8 of an inch behind the metatarsal heads. Extrinsic posts for patients with excessive supination. If the excessive supination is mild, use a lateral post cut obliquely at the heel area. The wedge should extend from the distal part of the heel to 1/8 of an inch behind the 5th metatarsal head. In severe cases of supination, the post may extend to the tip of the orthotic or cover the entire lateral aspect of the orthotic. Permanent bonding. To bond the posts permanently, you may use contact cement or a black nylon tape supplied by Orthofeet. For a rear foot post, cut a 1.5-inch wide strip. Remove the paper liner and stretch it over both the medial and lateral walls. For a lateral post, you may use a large piece of tape which covers the entire post. Adjustments. The bottom of the orthotic can be easily ground to eliminate any pressure point or excessive support. The heel portion of the orthotic may be also ground if the heel is lifted out of the shoe. You may also shave the bottom shell of the orthotic using a utility knife to reduce support or extra thickness at the arch or heel area. For metatarsal pain. If the basic orthotic device does not eliminate the pain, attach a pad behind the painful area to relieve pressure from the metatarsal heads. The felt arch pads with the self-adhesive are recommended. If needed, the thickness of the pad can be reduced by peeling off layers from the pad. Another option, grind or cut the bottom of the forefoot extension under the painful area. Heel lifts. Heel lifts, which are available in 1/8 of an inch or a 1/4 of an inch, may be added to the bottom of the orthotic to balance out cases of leg length discrepancies for equinus feet and for patients with Achilles pain. Heel spur. To reduce the pressure under a spur, a 3/4 inch round pad, a 1/4 of an inch thick, can be attached to the bottom of the foot directly under the sensitive spot prior to the molding process. By allowing more foam to construct around the pad, an indentation will be created in the orthotic. Additionally, a hole in the bottom of the shell of about 1 inch in diameter can be created by cutting just the bottom shell material using a sharp knife or a scalpel. For more information, call Orthofeet Incorporated, 152A Veterans Drive, Northvale, New Jersey, 07647. Telephone 800-524-2845. Area 201-767-6224. Fax 201-767-6748.